Hey friends, how are we this week? I've missed you. I've got a great book for you. It's called What Do You Say, Dear? And the pictures are by Marie Sindak. The story is by Cecily Jocelyn. It's a great book. It asks, what do you say when something happens? Like someone just happens to crash into your house. What do you say? I bet a lot of times you're going to know what comes next. Let's see. You are downtown and there is a gentleman giving baby elephants to people. You want to take one home because you have always wanted a baby elephant. But first the gentleman introduces you to each other. What do you say? How do you do? You are picking dandelions and columbines outside the castle. Suddenly, a fierce dragon appears and blows red smoke at you. But just then, a brave knight gallops up and cuts off the dragon's head. What do you say, dear? Oh, thank you very much. You are a cowboy riding around the range. Suddenly, Bad-Nosed Bill comes up behind you with a gun. He says, "Would you like me to shoot a hole in your head?" What do you say, dear? No, thank you. You are a nurse and you rush to see a patient because a dinosaur bit him. You bandage him all up and he says, "Oh, nurse, you've saved my life. Thank you." What do you say, dear? You're welcome. You have gone downtown to do some shopping. You are walking backwards because sometimes you like to. Then you bump into a crocodile. What do you say, dear? Excuse me. You are having a wedding party because you are the bride. You have a fine husband and an enormous wedding cake, and you are going to live happily ever after. Only first, you are very, very hungry. What do you say, dear? Would you please pass the cake? You are at the princess's ball, and she is telling you a secret. But her orchestra of bears are making such a fearful lot of noise, you cannot hear what she's trying to say. What do you say, dear? Let's see. I beg your pardon. You go to London to see the Queen. She says, "Oh, you must stay for dinner. We're having spaghetti." So you do, and there's spaghetti for the appetizer, there's spaghetti for the main dish, and then there's spaghetti for dessert. By the time the Queen's guard brings the spaghetti for the last time, you cannot fit into your chair. and you want to leave the table. What do you say, dear? May I please be excused? You are flying around in your airplane and you remember that the Duchess says, "Do drop in for tea sometime." So you do, only it makes a rather large hole in her roof. What do you say, dear? Oh, I'm sorry. You are a dangerous pirate, and you have captured a fine lady to take on your ship. Every morning when you untie her so she can eat breakfast, she says, "Good morning, how are you?" What do you say, dear? Fine, thank you, and how are you? All your friends come to your house for a party. The princess brings her orchestra of bears, and they play 2 dances, but then they want to eat everybody up. What do you say, dear? This is the end. Goodbye. Did you like that story? Could you guess what came next? What you should say sometimes? I think you did. So kiss your brain. And I'll see you next time.